So I got back from The Predator. I think it's the second worst of the entire series, and I'm so disappointed. Obviously, this is going to be spoilers, and I'm probably going to talk about the very ending first, but a couple of things I will note I did like. Some of the humor really, really landed. Like when trying to explain what the alien is to the main guy's wife, and the guy is all like, you know Whoopi Goldberg? Kind of like that. I was like, all right, that was good. And a few other jokes here or there. Some that maybe even I felt bad about laughing at, and then I realized, I was laughing at, and then I realized, I should probably feel bad. That's not really appropriate humor anymore, because there were some jokes made at the expense of a child with Asperger's, and I was like, yeah, okay. Luckily I didn't laugh that hard, so I don't feel that bad, but still, that was a little weird. I do like the soldier characters in here. Even the lead guy, even though he's a little bit bland, I still think was pretty good. And I liked seeing them become a unit, and when they work together as a unit, and some of their backstories, I thought, all right, maybe it's a little bit forced, a little try hard. But, it's still, is that a... By the way, let me know if that's a racist thing. I'm hearing that maybe the term try hard, or maybe it's just the emoji or something. I don't know. I don't correlate it with that. So, point being, the movie is so weird. It's so weird. Jake Busey has a cameo, and he's definitely, meant to be the son of Gary Busey from Part 2, but wow, does he add absolutely nothing to the movie. I mean, he doesn't even really get a good line of adding anything. It's fucking weird. The main, bad guy that's, hunting everybody down through the whole movie, I wasn't even sure he died. It was so quick and unsatisfying in the midst of everything that I was like, wait, what happened? Because we're back into almost Alien vs. Predator Requiem levels of darkness. You can't see shit, which is probably for the better because the CG, particularly on the giant Predator, is awful. It's really bad. And so much CG blood that's just really terrible, man. The rules of the Predators and stuff make no sense. There's almost this somewhat scientific agenda pushing of climate change and how it's ruining us but now they want to inhabit and take over the world, so they're letting us, but then that's why this one predator came here, was to give us a warning and give us a tool to stop the other predators that are evolving. I'm cool with the predator evolution stuff. I mean, that's kind of cool. I even like the Asperger's kid once, there's a bit too much of him, but he had some good lines in there too. Like when he when the guy used reverse psychology on him and the kid calls him out, it's like, yeah, I know how to use reverse psychology too, so don't go fuck yourself. I was like, all right, hearing a kid that young be that clever was pretty great. Then, then during Halloween, the kid accidentally kills a prick. He's a total prick. I don't know that he deserved to be vaporized, but the kid didn't seem to have a problem with that, so that was kind of weird. The Predator dog stuff is very underused. The design of them is garbage compared to what I saw in Predators. I thought those looked way cooler, way more interesting. And here, there is some cool stuff with it, and I like that the one kind of became lobotomized and became Olivia Munn's pet, but they never really pay it off. He fetches a couple things in convenient moments, but it's never like he really goes to town defending her or anything like that, so that's kind of weird. The fact that these scientists, the government scientists, would just want to kill Olivia Munn out of the blue because, without ever having a talk, or at least seeing if they could hire her in, since she's an expert they could probably use, is weird. At first, I didn't like that, we've translated the alien language. I can kind of get used to it, but at the same time, I don't like the fact that we actually heard a predator speak English, essentially, and not mimicking someone, but sending a message through the software about, I'm going to fight you, and this guy's your leader, and all that shit. And I was like, okay, all right. This is a movie I was on board for, and I was enjoying initially, but as the movie goes on, it never really drags, it doesn't get boring, but as it goes on, you start to realize, crap, this is not a good movie. and again, my expectations were low. I just wanted to see some interesting soldier types have to be out in the wilderness fighting for their lives against a superior being. That's what I wanted. You don't get that. This is a movie about some crazy ex-military people, mostly, having to fight evil military scientists, and occasionally a predator shows up. I swear, it's like they forgot it's a Predator movie, and they kept having to be like, oh, let's put the Predator in here. So that's really, really annoying. Really annoying. The violence, the gore, a lot of that stuff's pretty cool. I do like the guy getting split in half in the beginning. You see the guts falling out. But I mean, it's just gore porn. Gore porn without actual terror or suspense is not the greatest to me. I mean, I can still enjoy it, but there's no horror in this. This thing does not pretend even to try and be a horror film at all. And the action is kind of cool, if not over the top in places. It's so bad, though. And I haven't even gotten to the ending that I said I was going to talk about first, but oh my god, I'm going to rant on that. Yeah, Yvonne Strahovski, however you say her name, from Chuck, she's great in it, and her little bits in there. Even having the line, "You fucked with the wrong family," though, that seems really weird, and that she would have been somehow, you know, punished, but we didn't see her get punished. We don't really see anybody really get punished, although they're going to, like, beat up the crazy soldiers and execute them, and then do a real piss-poor job of leaving them kind of unguarded and unattended so they can get away. Thomas Jane is great in this. Keegan-Michael Key is really good in this. Maybe a little over the top, but he's really good. Theon Greyjoy, Alfie Allen, he's really good in this, but barely in it. I mean, he's very underused. But the main guy, Nebraska, I think he's the standout character in this. Olivia Munn is fine. I think they gave her some great lines, but the character is really awkwardly written. Like, we don't know enough about her backstory to really be able to believe she could handle the things she's handling. You know, some of the fighting stuff, you know, picking up machine guns, launching grenade launchers and all that. And I know they're not the hardest things to figure out, but she kind of goes into attack mode and acts like a soldier like the rest of the guys. I don't know, the motivations weren't laid out for that, so. And her whole explanation of how they chose her was really weird, about writing a letter to the president when she was 6, and then she wrote some algorithm that cross-referenced her letter, and that's how she got called in. All that stuff's really, really strange. Most of the Predator footage you've seen in the trailers, if you've seen all 3 of the main trailers, you've seen almost all of the Predator footage from this movie, which is a real bullshit thing. And they teased from the beginning that, like, this ship had something on it. You know, some precious cargo. And I was like, oh, so right away. Now, I don't know. They may have made it public that Arnold does not have a cameo in this, but I stay away from that stuff. So I was still holding out hope, because they could always shoot something last second. So immediately I'm like, ooh, what if it's like that explains the absence of Dutch from all of these? He's like cryo-frozen or something. And we'll get back to that. But I want to mention a couple other things. There are a couple great twists on classic lines. Instead of get to the chopper, we had get to the choppers. And it was a bunch of motorcycles. I thought, all right, that's fucking clever. And I don't know how many people picked up on this, but of course we have the classic line, "You're one ugly motherfucker." Well, Olivia Munn, when she sees him, "You're one beautiful motherfucker." So I was like, that's an awkward line, but I like it because of the reverse and the throwback. So, you know, you had some cool stuff like that. But yeah, again, pacing's fine. Music is good. It's not as good as Predators. Like, Predators really used the themes again. This one, a little bit here or there. Oh, there's some time issues before I go to the end, too. There's, like, timey-wimey stuff. Like, how the fuck did this soldier escape from the jungle in the beginning with the stuff, send it back to America, to his P.O. box, which expired for the mailman to bring it to his son figuring it all out and calling the other Predators, essentially, in the same time span that the main guy apparently is just having his first interview. He still has the silver ball in his system, so he hasn't pooped that out yet. That comes later in the movie. And, like, just the time of all that, like, they're jumping all over time in such a weird way in the beginning of this movie that was really rather disorienting and kind of annoying. There's also a big continuity gaffe with our Jesus freak, a religious guy, soldier, because he's always in this red jacket. Except on the farm, they cut to him outside walking around in, like, green uniform stuff. And then a minute later, cut to him back on the RV, back in the red jacket, talking to Olivia Munn. So things like that are pretty weird. I do like that they did the thing with, like, the spinal fluid for the DNA to upgrade and genetically mutate themselves. I'm good with all of that. But I guess I gotta talk about the ending, then we can get the fuck out of here. So they set it up that the pod, they delivered us the perfect weapon. They delivered us the Predator killer. And I'm thinking, Cryo Dutch, that's why we haven't seen him. This is fucking perfect. And I was getting so hyped. And then this thing comes out and you're like, what? The fuck is that? And my brain starts thinking, are we tying into Terminator? It looks like a proto-hunter killer. Well, how does that work? Maybe we'll get a T-800 arm. Maybe we'll get a T-800. Anything. There's even a moment where you think xenomorph, even though it wouldn't make sense in continuity anymore. And then it's just a fucking, like, super predator suit that helps you kill predators. It's like, what? It's like a big wah, 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 like drum roll into the wah, 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 wah thing. And, it's so annoying. No mid-credits, no post-credits, no nothing. I actually kind of wonder, This movie just really derails itself in the middle and just goes downhill from there. And I really just fucking wonder if they intentionally tanked this movie, because it's almost like the Predator movies, they keep doing just well enough for fans like me to be like, yeah, we'll take another one. Maybe you'll make this one great again. And this is almost like an intentional attempt to tank it so they can finally kill it and reboot it proper, which is bullshit. I don't think that's the case, but it would be bullshit if it is. So it's really annoying. It's not quite AVP Requiem bad, but it's almost that bad the more I think about it. I think the only difference here is you have characters that are slightly more memorable than the characters in AVP Requiem. Not by a lot. And a lot of that is star charisma more than anything else. So, yeah, really disappointing movie. There you go. That's my spoilery thoughts on The Predator.